This is the Crescent City Connection podcast, bringing you the hottest takes from the 504 to the 225.
With the first pick in the 2019 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
This is episode 3 of the Crescent City Connection podcast. Welcome. I got JJ with me, Bobby. We got a lot to talk about. Huge free agent signings, a few little trades. So we got some exciting news to talk Pelicans today. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube and subscribe to our channel there. So we're going to jump straight into free agency. Pelicans with some big moves, signing J.J. Redick on 2 years, $26.5 million. That's a huge signing. That's a vet, from Philadelphia. He's always been on a playoff team. He's coming here. He's looking to mentor Zion and make a push into the playoffs. So let's hear what Bobby has to say about that.
Pels Nation, we got a shooter, baby. We got a shooter. This man is all about the three-point, and I love it. That's what we needed. That's what we wanted. We didn't really predict he would come here because we didn't think he would, but I think he was like one of the top shooting guards to get on the market.
Yeah, 41.3% shooter from distance over his career.
I mean, come
that's
on.
solid.
Come on,
Well, you
41%.
can't name 5 other shooters in the NBA that are shooting better than him. I mean, name 5 better shooters in the league right now shooting better than J.J.
Yeah,
Redick.
he's coming off a career year, 18.1 points and 44% from last year with the Sixers. So, I mean, he's shooting the ball well. He's still in his prime.
I mean, our number one priority in free agency was shooters. So we went get the best free agent shooter on the market in J.J. Redick. He's 35 years old, but athleticism, I mean, it really don't mean much when you're a shooter. You're just coming off the screens. It's all about the stroke, and he's got the three-point stroke down pat.
And he's a spot shooter, so you don't have to run around all the time. He can spot and shoot.
But if you really look, he kind of reminds me of Steph Curry, how he never stops moving on offense.
He's good at getting open.
Yeah.
Always moving, coming off screens. Really smart offensive player.
Yeah, so
Well, it came from Coach K, along with half our roster.
Yeah,
we
so
do have a lot of Dookies. Shout out the Blue Devils for bringing up all our players.
And that was a big thing with Redick. I think the opportunity to mentor Zion was like a big thing that brought him to New Orleans. Also, he's friends with Langdon. Obviously, clearly fit the role we needed in that veteran shooter. He's got experience playing under Gentry, and the money was right, but he had the same offers from a bunch of different teams. So I mean, the man wanted to be here, So that makes me feel good about the signing for sure.
There is a big age difference with him and the other Duke players. Do you think he called Coach K to maybe get a little insight on some of these players? Or you think he's just coming to show up and lead by example?
I definitely think he's going to lead by example. I mean, we're talking about a dude who's had a very solid career. He's been in the playoffs every year, I think.
Yeah, since
Pretty
the Clipper
much. I mean,
days.
the Orlando Magic team was a staple in the playoffs for a while.
Yeah,
the
with the
Clippers
White.
team with Chris Paul
Yeah.
was in the playoffs every year. And 76ers were in the playoffs with him. So, I mean, he's not coming here to miss the playoffs.
Right.
And,
Sleeper.
I mean, look, let's be honest. The signing of J.J. Redick, who predicted that to happen? This tells you all you need to know about the direction that this Pelicans organization is going. Put yourself in the shoes of a player. You want to be comfortable in your workplace. Mm-hmm. You want to have a good training facility. We're having $1 million upgrade to our training facility. He's got a coach that he's comfortable with playing with. He played with Alvin Gentry in L.A. with the Clippers for some time, so he's used to his style of play, up and down, spotting up. He's got possibly the number 1 trainer in the league. We talked about he's 35 years old, so he's getting up there in age. That's when nagging injuries start to take place, so a good trainer is definitely going to come in handy. I think that's a big reason why he chose here, because we talked about, I think pretty much every team in the NBA would like a player like J.J. Redick. 2-year, $26.5 million, that's a pretty good price. I think he probably got that same exact offer from at least half, if not more, teams in the NBA, and he chose us, so that really says a lot.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes. I believe our training staff is a huge upgrade because it was always a joke on the league. We always double dipped into the Saints with Mr. Benson. So now Gale's coming back and letting people take control, and I love that. She's having one organization take care of the basketball, one organization take care of the Saints.
She's letting NBA minds
Exactly. That's what I'm
control.
saying.
Mickey Loomis can't be in control of
No.
NFL and NBA. He has no idea
Not a clue.
about basketball.
Not a clue.
He's good at what he does with the Saints. We all know that. That Saints team's always got a squad. But NBA, he doesn't know how to scout talent.
No.
He doesn't know how to run an NBA franchise. So Gail Benson, she went get a guy, possibly the best decision maker to run an organization. That's David Griffin. We've all seen the decisions he's been making since he's been the leader of this organization. And not many people are doubting his moves so far since he's taken helm of this organization.
In Griffin, we trust.
And another thing is that when we had Mickey and all that, we had relationships for football. We didn't have basketball relationships with other organizations and talking to different coaches and training staffs and stuff like that. So I feel like we were always outside the loop on what's going on with the NBA because we were so focused. We got a winning team with the Saints. We got Anthony Davis over
that's a lot
here.
of stuff to do.
Griffin's got his connections within the league.
Exactly.
Dude. I mean, he's
Griffin
been doing
has
it a
his
while,
connections.
so you know.
And then think
he's
about,
well-known.
an NFL team has how many players on a roster? I
Like
mean,
60, 65.
so you got a training staff keeping up with
63?
that many players on your NFL roster, and then they also got to come over to your NBA franchise and make sure all them players are
It can't be like that.
staying clear.
It
from
has to
injury.
be tailored to the player.
Yeah, exactly.
By the
And
way,
that-
let me correct myself. It's a 52-man roster. I'm sorry about saying 62.
So
Yeah, I
let's
mean,
stay on free agency. Let's talk Derrick Favors a little bit. It wasn't a free agent signing. We did trade for him a couple second-round picks. I think 21 and 23. It's about $17 million on his deal for next year. Money not guaranteed until the 6th. So I mean, Derrick Favors is a big signing for us. He was a well-respected guy in Utah. Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, they loved the dude. They were sad to see him go. So I mean, he's going to be that locker room presence that we want to add on to Drew Holiday's and JJ Redick. So what you think about Favors, JJ?
Well, you got your big man, New Orleans, and you got a damn good one. Look, all right, we had 2 second-round picks in the draft. With the first second-round pick, we went and get the Brazilian. With that second-round pick, we traded for 2 second-rounders from Golden State, which we flipped into Derrick Favors. We traded them 2 second-rounders for Derrick Favors. You're not going to get no talent with the 39 pick like Derrick Favors in the second round, all right? That's 1. 2, Derrick Favors, they didn't want to let him go. They did not want to let him go. He's one of the best locker room guys they have in the league. He was a staple in Utah as a big man for a while. He is one of the most imposing rim defenders in the league. He ranks 2nd in the NBA in rim protection. And I love this move because you didn't go get a 34, 35-year-old center. You went get a 27-year-old center in his prime. So you got Drew Holiday in his prime. You got JJ Redick. He's a vet. We needed in free agency, we needed shooters and veterans because we have a bunch of young guys. So we covered every aspect of free agency.
Yeah, and I mean, Favors is solid. Last year, 11.8 points, 7.4 rebounds, 1.4 blocks, shooting 58.6 across the field. I think the only issue we might have with Favors is he's from Atlanta, so he may be a Falcons fan. But I think we can get over that.
Hey, a little time in the city.
Yeah, he'll get used
The
to
who
it.
that is contagious.
Right. Bobby, what you think about Favors?
I think this trade really came out of nowheres. I didn't see it being reported on ESPN about, Utah's might be shopping Favors. Pelicans are looking for a big man to trade for. It came out of nowheres.
Well, we knew we was looking for a big man.
But I love that. I love that we didn't just go straight to free agency and settle for what they had in free agencies. We went and got somebody that we knew was a great locker room presence, like you said. Everybody respects. Guy in his prime, 27, like you said. It is a great move, and in Griffin we trust.
Yeah, I mean, the Jazz, we all seen the moves they make, and they went get Mike Conley, Bojan Bogdanovic, Ed Davis, Jeff Green. They were over the hard salary cap. They had to make a move to free some space. They did not want to move Favors,
I know
but
that
they
was a hard
had
thing
to
to do.
clear space, and David Griffin said, all right, I'm going to take advantage of this, and he pounced on that.
If Favors' contract wasn't as high as it is, it's not very high, but it's high for them. If it wasn't high, he would have never been traded. That's
So
the only.
all the money they brought,
Exactly.
they had coming in, they had to move a big contract. So they moved him. They went signed Ed Davis that slide into there,
Yeah.
and Bogdanovich is going to take a lot of Favors minutes. So I mean, it doesn't really hurt the Jazz. It's really a win-win trade. It clears space for the Jazz, and it gives us our big man. We
And-
needed that.
And when it comes down to crunch time, fourth quarters and everything, you have a veteran center to go with your veteran shooting guard, to go with your veteran point guard that are all defense, that can all shoot.
yeah.
We are very set when it comes down to crunch time. We're not young. We're not going to hesitate. We may hesitate if we give it to somebody that, like Zion to shine. He might get a little nervous.
I don't
young
think so.
guy.
I think he's ready.
Well,
for
let's
the bright lights.
jump into that a little bit. Let's talk about like closing lineups, like fourth quarter crunch time. Who's getting the ball with 3 seconds left, down by 2? I mean, you got options now. You got Drew Holiday. You got J.J. Redick. So let's talk about that a little bit. Honestly, I'm passing the ball to Redick. That's
Yeah.
just my opinion. I like Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's a great player. He's clutch, but I've seen times in the fourth quarter where he makes a mental mistake that loses us a game, and it's not just one time. Like I've seen it multiple times. You know, so nothing against Holiday at all. I mean, he's my favorite player on the Pelicans, and you know, a solid defensive vet. But there's times where Drew Holiday has blown games for us.
And I think that could be just mental fatigue. You see the amount of effort he puts out the whole game, all out on offense, all out on defense, 100% of the time. And I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why we don't have Drew Holiday at the point guard. I think every now and then he'll make a knucklehead decision that has you scratching your head. So we got Lonzo right there that's going to...
Take some pressure off.
Yeah, and he's going to make a lot of the decisions on offense. The death lineup, in my opinion, who needs to be on the floor in crunch time, death lineup for the Pelicans, Lonzo Ball, J.J. Redick, Drew Holiday, Ingram, and Zion at the 5. Like how Golden State used to put Draymond Green at the 5, put Zion at the 5, and that lineup is going to have so many mismatches that you're not going to be able to match up with it. And
I don't think there's a 5 in the league that's going to be able to guard Zion. He's just going to blow by people.
oh,
dude.
no doubt.
He's going to blow by 5s.
And like you said, who's going to take the last shot? I think it really depends on if we're down 3 or down 2. Down 3, J.J. Redick, have him coming off some kind of double screen, pin down screen. Down 2, you got options. You could put Zion in the post. I think his post game, you're really going to see a lot. He just came out and said the spacing in the NBA is a dream come true. What was the weakness for Duke? They didn't have shooters. So when Zion would go in the post, he'd have players diving down.
Yeah,
so then he didn't really work out of the post much because he'd have 3 people in his lap by the time he'd make one dribble in the post. So with all the shooters we have, they're going to have spacing. So Zion can work out the post, and you're not going to be able to stop that 280-pound mule when he's backing you down. So down 2, I wouldn't mind just giving it to Zion in the post, but you have options. Drew, with the drive, the kick out, we'd have so many options that it's a good thing. You don't know who's going to take the last shot, really.
All right, JJ, here we go. Got a couple things about your starting lineup. First,
Well, that wasn't my starting lineup.
I mean, your crunch time lineup, my bad. First, why would you not put Derrick Favors in there? Why would you have Brandon Ingram in there and not have Zion and Favors in there?
Zion is in there. He's at my
But
5.
I know, but why would you put him at 5 when you have Favors on the bench that's a 3-point shooter as well and a big
Derrick
man?
Favors is not a 3-point shooter. He shoots 21%.
He can shoot it, though.
He shoots 21%.
All right, so Bobby, are you saying you're giving the ball to Derrick Favors?
No, but I'm not putting Brandon
this dude just
Ingram
said
in
down
there.
3. He wants to kick it out to Derrick
Okay.
Dude, we're talking.
No, listen. Don't.
So
I'm
why
not
you
saying
talking
you
about
kick it
crunch
out to him. I'm not saying you kick it out to him. But if he's sitting on the wing by himself, you rather that be Derrick Favors or Brandon Ingram if you get in a crunch time.
Brandon Ingram, he's
To
shooting
shoot the three.
35%. Derrick Favors shooting 21 to 22% from 3. Do the math, Bobby.
I mean, Bobby,
I'm
if you want
talking about
Favors-
crunch time. You're not talking about just regular.
Crunch time.
You're talking
the
about crunch
21% probably goes down to like 10%.
Look it up then. Look it
I
up.
mean, crunch time, you could subtract about 10% off of anybody's field goal percentage.
I do like Lonzo, but you see him in high-stakes situations, the man jumps up and does a 360 and passes it to nobody sometimes. You saw it in the Lakers. He loses the ball. He doesn't want to shoot the ball, even as a layup. So you're going to have him on your offense to do what?
I want him in that lineup not for shooting, for distributing.
Okay, so in crunch time, you just took one of your players out. Now you got 4 to guard. Now you're going to definitely double team JJ Redick.
So you're saying Lonzo Ball is no threat at all on offense?
They're not going to look at him on a threat. For crunch time, they know the ball's not going to Lonzo.
Okay,
So this is your crunch time
start
lineup.
Favors over Lonzo, because if Favors is open for 3, I wouldn't mind him shooting a 3. So you would rather Favors shooting open 3 or Lonzo Ball shooting open 3?
This is what it's coming down to. With 3 seconds left, down by 2, Bobby is drawing up a set play for Derrick Favors to come off a double screen to shoot the 3.
Here we go. Y'all look y'all are completely. It's going completely over your head. I did not say any point. I did not say at any point to draw up a play for Derrick Favors. At any time did I say draw up the play for Derrick Favors to hit the game-winning 3.
For Derrick
Go
Favors,
back in the podcast and let's see if I said that. I would love to hear it.
If anything for Derrick Favors, I'd want him in there just for like a putback or offensive rebound off of a miss.
We're talking small ball athletic
play.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking small ball athletic in crunch time situations. So
look, Golden State. There's a reason why
timeout.
They put Draymond.
So timeout and small ball. You're gonna have that run up on there. You're gonna play against a team that's gonna know it's gonna go to JJ Redick because that's your shooter.
No,
they're
if
gonna
you're going for 3.
Then they know it's going. It might be Drew. Or it might be Zion.
This lineup, like I
you
said,
got 3 players.
Can shoot the 3. Favors can't shoot the 3. He can't shoot the 3, and I think that's why Utah moved him. That's his only weakness. The big men these days, all the big men, the new age of big men, shoot the 3.
They have
and
to be a
Favors
threat,
is kind of
at
like
least.
an old style big man. But I love it. I love Favors. He knows his role.
Yeah.
He knows his role. He's gonna get rebounds. He's gonna dominate the paint.
So let's dig into our roster a little bit. I mean, let's talk starting 5. So I'll go with mine first. I guess it's Lonzo, Drew, Ingram, Zion, and I guess you got to start Favors. Then you got a pretty solid second team in Frank Jackson or Nicolo Alexander, JJ Redick at the 2. Then you got Hart. Then at power forward you got the guy we just signed, Melli. And then you got Christian Wood. Center Favors, Okafor, Jackson Hayes. I like the center position a lot because I feel like all 3 of them could kind of play whenever. So, JJ, what you think about our starting 5?
Yeah, my starting 5's the same as yours: Lonzo, Drew, Zion, Favors, and Ingram. But just talk about our roster a little bit. We have 16 players on the roster right now. All right. Darius Miller, we just signed him 2-year, $14 million, $7 million per year. That is being rumored right now to be traded. Darius Miller paired with Etuan Moore is being rumored for a trade right now. And we got a little wiggle room with our salary cap. So I think Griffin is looking to upgrade the point guard spot, either starting or backup. The backup team doesn't have a leader to come off the bench to run that backup squad. I have a feeling that we're looking at Jeff Teague. Minnesota Timberwolves are looking to unload that contract just like the Jazz were looking to unload Favors' contract. So don't be surprised if Griffin pairs a player like Darius Miller and Etuan Moore for a player upgrade like Jeff Teague. Because we do have 16 players on the roster, the maximum players you can have on the roster at 15. So moving 2 for 1 would put us back to that 15-player max. A player like Darius Miller, 40% three-point shooters, do not grow on trees, and doesn't really have a defensive weakness, so it's not hard to move players like Etuan and Darius to make an upgrade. Don't be surprised.
Is that your hot take? You calling it?
That's a hot take.
That's a hot take right there.
Don't be surprised if Jeff Teague is in New Orleans in a couple weeks.
Pels Nation, you heard it, though. JJ with the hot take, Jeff Teague coming to us.
And he could be competing with Lonzo as a starting point guard.
Yeah,
but I mean,
that creates good competition.
Jeff Teague, 30 years old, averaging 12.5 points, 7.5 assists on 40.2% from the field, and 30% behind the three-point arc. A little bit of inconsistency,
It's a stopgap to me.
Yeah.
He's only got 1 year on his contract.
He's had some nagging injuries and health issues, but I mean, he's been solid in the past. And I mean, for him to be like on Lonzo's ass as far as like, come on, let's go. I'm right here behind you, you know, pushing him and pushing our other young guys. You know, I think it could work out. That's a pretty good take.
To me, that's an upgrade at point guard for your backups to run that squad. Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, you get rid of Etuan, who's undersized. He's been solid for us, but he's not a starter in this league, you know. And I mean,
Yeah, and we've been starting him. That shows
we've
how
been
bad our
exactly,
team has
you know.
been.
And I mean, Darius Miller's been decent for us too, but who's to say he's
But
going
to
be on the roster
me, that's
next
like
year?
a stopgap. Our future backup point guard, I feel like we want that to be Frank Jackson. But I feel like another year, have Jeff Teague slide in, another year for Frank Jackson to develop a little bit more, that would help him one more year under his belt. I think he's close, but one more year for Frank Jackson to develop and a slide Jeff Teague in would be a good move.
So what you're saying is that if we do get Jeff Teague, we're not going to try to re-sign him after
No,
this
it'd be
year.
a 1 year stopgap.
It's more of a
And then if it don't work out, that contract's off, and
exactly.
you got a lot of money to make another move if you have to in free agency next year.
So basically, he's coming here. If this does happen, it'll come here for the guys to still sit on the bench and develop more and get more mature.
give him a little bit more
while
time
we
to
still have
develop.
somebody that can plug in there that knows the game and can just run in with there and take control for the twos when he comes in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we got
Yeah.
a lot of young players.
Yeah.
Give them a little bit more time to develop.
Yeah, the more we say it, the more it makes sense, and the
Exactly.
more it will help us, especially to get down to the 15 man.
And I do like the Nicolo Melli signing. He's a stretch four. He was a top scorer in EuroLeague Finals last year. He's a big man, can space. He's very skilled. He's actually pretty good off the bounce too. Little pump fake, dribble in, or crossover. He can also get to the goal. He's a skilled big man. If you look at his tape, I think that's a steal for like $3.5 million per year. You could put him in there as another shooting big man to put alongside Zion. I'd say that's a really good move that we made, a sleeper move that nobody really knows much about.
So Summer League is here. We have a game Friday, New York Knicks, 8:30. Pretty much prime time. Everybody's excited to watch this game. It should be really exciting. Zion, RJ Barrett matchup. I think everybody's been waiting for this. So I guess we're going to talk about our, possible Summer League lineups. Obviously Zion's playing. You got Kenrich Williams, Christian Wood, who've had experience playing for us last year. Frank Jackson's going to play in Summer League, which I feel is good. I think he can use all of the time he can get while he's healthy. Trevon Blewett, who played a little bit last year and actually had a pretty good Summer League last year. Then you got Tony Carr is actually going to be on the roster too. So,
Yeah, he was our draft pick from 2 years ago, Dempsey's draft pick. But I know last year was terrible. The season was terrible. But the second half of last year was key time for a lot of our young players like Frank Jackson, Kendrick Williams, Christian Wood to get some NBA time under their belt. I'm really looking forward to seeing how much they've improved over the offseason. And so I'm keeping a close eye on Frank Jackson, Christian Wood, and Kendrick to see how much better they've got. And also I have a sleeper in Zealand Cheatham from Arizona State. Big wing guy, can put it on the floor, versatile. I think he has a possibility to make this lineup. Remember this name, Zealand Cheatham, number 45. Keep an eye out. And also, our 2 draft picks will not be able to play the first game. They'll be on the roster for the second game because the NBA has it to where they can't get on the lineup till the deal gets finished July 6th, which I think is very dumb. I mean, they're on the roster. Let them play in the game. But, yeah, so when they come back July 6th for that game, I'm really looking forward to seeing our big man Jackson Hayes and our other first-rounder, and Nikhil Alexander.
What about our Brazilian? Is he playing?
I'm not sure about that. I think we're going to keep him over there, overseas, to develop because our Summer League roster is pretty full right now. I'm not positive It's possible, but I think we're gonna keep him stashed overseas for a while.
I was actually excited to see him just because he's a question mark. It's
Yeah.
like, what are we
I
getting?
mean, I'm not. Don't be surprised if he's out there, but
Yeah.
for him, I don't think he's gonna be on the roster.
Yeah, he's not on the roster. I'm looking at it now. But I mean, like you said, I think we're kind of.
But he's a part of the July 6th deal, though.
Yeah,
The 35.
for sure. But I think everybody's kind of expecting him to kind of progress overseas for at least a year. You know,
he's a
just
stash player.
see where he ends up after that year. But you know, summer league should be exciting. I'm super excited. I think a lot of people are excited, which is kind of different for the Pelicans because every year for me, like I watch summer league every year, and I try to talk to people about it, and they're like, basketball's even on right now, you know? And it's like, this year, people are like, all right, summer league is almost here. Get to watch Zion.
I can't wait to see Zion with a Pelicans jersey on. Are you kidding me?
And that's the point, I think, right now. Everybody's excited. Everybody wants to see him play. Hopefully our coaching staff don't just leave him out there to get a small injury or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't expect Zion
let's
to be
not make this guy kill himself in some way.
Yeah, don't over exude him.
Exactly.
Play him some minutes to develop and get used to his teammates. I agree with you. Don't play him too many minutes.
You
Give
don't
him some
expect
time in the
Zion
first
to
and
win the
fourth.
summer league MVP.
Exactly.
Because he's not
Everybody-
going to get that many minutes.
Everybody wants to see the spectacular things he does and the
Yeah, like you
dunks
see
and
with the
takeoff.
Grizzlies, Ja Morant. I mean,
Exactly.
They're playing it safe with him. He hasn't even seen the floor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's be safe and
But
make
even
sure he
with
stays.
Zion playing limited minutes, look,
You're gonna see
this
some
summer league
flashes.
roster.
Oh, yeah.
This summer league roster has a chance to win it all. They're the favorites for me. I think this team's gonna win the whole league.
Yeah, should be fun to watch for sure.
Another hot take there. Pelicans win the summer league. That's two hot takes in one
Trust me,
podcast.
the Pelicans will win the summer league. Calling that right now. It's going to be some exciting basketball. And Frank Jackson, I think he's going to take another leap this year. Don't be surprised if Frank Jackson leads the Pelicans in summer league scoring. And also, like you said, Trayvon Blewett, he's a sleeper. He's a sleeper. That dude can score the ball.
He had a good summer league last year.
Yeah, he took some spots from a few other players like Seth Curry when we had him. He just outplayed him.
We're actually 50-1 to win summer league.
Speaking of Vegas odd predictions, they have our over-under wins for the season at 39.5.
Baloney.
Look, y'all just take my word for this and go bet the over for this. 39.5. We had 33 wins last year. Look at all the AD drama, the dumpster fire that was in the Pelicans last year, and all the injuries we had. Alfred Payton, all them other players that went down and missed a lot of time. AD playing 10 minutes per game. That was a huge distraction. And you telling me they're not going to win 6 more games? I know the West is loaded this year, but, I mean, there's 6 more wins better than last year. Trust me. Go bet the over.
42 to 43 wins is my prediction, and the 8th seed for the playoff spot. We are sneaking in there. 42.
I like us higher than the 8th seed,
All right,
honestly.
you want to say hot take? Don't be surprised
fifth
if the
seed.
Pelicans aren't as high as number 4 in the West.
I like the
next
5th
year.
seed, dude.
Oh,
I mean, you got the Jazz, you got the Nuggets, you got the Lakers. We still don't know about Kawhi
Warriors.
Leonard. If Kawhi is there, I mean, they're number 1 in the West.
Warriors.
I
of
mean,
course.
what a cupcake move that would be if Kawhi Leonard goes to the Lakers. I mean,
That's a cookie cake
what
move
I
right
know
there.
about his personality, which is basically nothing, he's not going to go to the Lakers. He doesn't want an easy road. He wants to carry a team. But it would not surprise me if he goes to the Lakers, and if so, they're number 1 team in the West. But the Jazz is much improved. The Nuggets are stacked.
Denver's going to be solid.
So the next team right there, don't be surprised at the Pelicans. Don't be surprised. Our team is loaded. Look, ESPN is not going to tell you this. They're not going to tell you this because we're a small market team. Nobody in big market ESPN wants a small market like New Orleans to be good. So they're not going to promote us. Don't be surprised. This team is better than 39.5 wins, and they're much better than that. Don't be surprised if the Pelicans are a very, very exciting team next year. We all know that already, but a surprising team record-wise.
And I think we're going to have the longevity throughout the season, too. Back to the training staff. You know, like, we're deep. Our bench is pretty deep. And we have solid players, so I think there's going to be longevity, and there's not going to be a lot of issues like injury-wise later into the season and into the playoffs, which I think the Lakers are going to have to worry about with LeBron and a glass man named Anthony. But, I think that's a big thing for us too, longevity.
And then you got these young players like Lonzo and Brandon Ingram still on rookie contracts. They ain't got paid yet. They still trying to ball out this year to get a big contract. So they're going to be all out, hustle 100%. We should lead the league in hustle plays. That should be a fact. And
we're going to lead the league
efficiency.
in pace.
And, no doubt in pace. I mean, we have gazelles on this team. We ready to run
Gazelles?
the team ragged. Gazelles. The animal kingdom.
So Summer League's definitely going to be exciting. Look for us Friday, 8:30. We got the Knicks, Zion, RJ Barrett matchup. Going to be a really fun game. So let's touch...
Just real quick, though. For the non-bandwagon Pelicans fans, you might know the name Gravis Vasquez. Used to call him Gravy. He is assistant coach for the Summer League for the Pelicans. So it's good to see him back. He was always a good guy, always a fan favorite for the Pelicans. So I like to see that. Also, if you didn't know, some funny news came out that Master P said he wants to be the assistant coach for the Pelicans, and he said he will not stop until he's the assistant coach for the Pelicans. So that's a little funny.
So yeah,
Shout out Master P for
Summer League's
having
going to be
Master
exciting.
P.
Everybody's excited about the Summer League. I mean, they cannot wait to see Zion, and so are we. But let's touch a little bit about the Kawhi Leonard situation. So it's the morning of July 4th right now, and we still don't know where he's going. We're hoping it's not the Lakers, hoping it's the Clippers, or Toronto, obviously. It'd be better if he stayed in the East, obviously. But let's touch a little bit about that. Bobby, what do you think's going through Kawhi's mind, and where is he ending up?
I want Kawhi to stay with Toronto because they got a nice fan base out there. There's a whole country behind this guy, and like you said, he doesn't have another superstar there. He did it all on his own. And I like that. It's like he's making a new footprint to go along the path. Instead of taking the super team path, take your own path. Be the best and beat the best. So that's why I want him to stay there. The reason why I don't think he's going to stay there is because it's not in the United States. You get what I mean? You got to travel back to Toronto, not see your family, not know where you're going all the time.
It's also not Los Angeles.
He's from Los Angeles.
Look,
yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying that.
If he goes to Los Angeles, let it be the Clippers, please. Come on, like Kawhi.
Yeah.
Dude, this would be the softest move in NBA history if you join LeBron and AD. I mean,
KD had a soft move, but this would be even worse.
I guess that'd be just as bad as KD, if not worse. I mean, you're joining a super team already.
Especially coming off an NBA championship, finals MVP.
Yeah, just run it back with Toronto.
Run
I
it
mean,
back.
And you played against LeBron in the finals with the Spurs. Like you played against him already. Just it's nothing new. He's getting older. It's not like it's a head-to-head matchup anymore.
Make your own legacy. And look, and looking at all the other free agents around the league, I mean, everybody did their job in order to have disperse the talent around. Nobody has made a super team except for Davis's move to the Lakers. But the talent is as spread out in the NBA as it's been in a long, long time. I mean, they have no real favorite to win it all. I mean, I guess you could say the Lakers, but that's only because people think he's going to get Kawhi. I mean, it's wide open next year, and I love this. This is what makes it exciting to watch the NBA. Nobody knows who's going to win the championship.
I want him
It's
to
been the Warriors for the last 4 years.
I want him
knew
to,
that.
yeah, I want him to go with.
Place.
I want him to team up with Patrick Beverly. Patrick's intensity and being outspoken, and Kawhi being quiet. It's kind of like both the best of both worlds.
The only reason I don't
balance.
want that is because I don't want more talent in the West. I mean, the West is already loaded.
Right.
Stay in the East, please. The East needs some talent too. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, you do have Brooklyn out there. They just kind of made a big
Yeah, I mean, I'm
freak.
not saying they don't have good teams in the East, but the West is loaded.
Right.
They have what, maybe one or two bad teams in the West. Everybody else thinks they're gonna make the playoffs.
Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets though for making that push and
Shout
getting
out
two
to
All-Stars.
Trajan Langdon.
Yep.
That's who we're shouting out to right now because that is the man. He is behind that. He's behind this. You know, he's a huge signing for us. He's doing a lot of good things with Griffin, and obviously
we have some masterminds behind.
yeah,
this
you can
Pelicans
see
roster
like
that
look
we
where
built.
the Nets are now. You know, look where they're at now. They just signed Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and DeAndre Jordan.
And
People want to go there because Langdon was making something
changed the
there.
culture there.
Yeah, he's creating a culture there, and that's what he's going to
From
do
the
here.
bottom.
That is exactly what he's going to do here, and we couldn't be more excited about it.
Look, and you
That
want to talk
dude-
about cupcake moves? Let's talk about the news that came out about Anthony Davis. This dude, fresh off of a sweep of the Trailblazers the year before, and well, you got beat by the Warriors, but who was the Warriors not beaten in the playoffs? The training camp the following year, news came out that he was telling teammates that he was gonna request a trade in the season. Are you kidding me?
This was before the year started.
Are you kidding me? Before the year started, this dude says, I'm probably going to request a trade.
I think it's because we let go of DeMarcus Cousins and Rondo, and he didn't like the way we were going.
No.
That was
No,
before?
it wasn't. Because listen to what he's saying now. Anthony Davis came out that early and said he's requesting a trade. You don't think he told Rondo, hey, I'm going to L.A. next year?
Yeah. And don't be surprised if Cousins goes to LA too.
Cousins ain't got no
Cousins
market.
is still on the board.
It might
has
have
no
been
market.
plans that they would all meet in LA.
Right.
I mean, NBA players talk
This
and they
could,
want to.
this
You
could
do
have been in
want
the
to-
works.
You do remember
could.
when LeBron brought AD out to LA to have dinner and all that before the season started.
And that's
So,
tampering. I mean, the NBA, they either need to get on that rule and enforce it, or they need to just delete it altogether. I mean, because LeBron and the Lakers, they tampered with AD big time, and there's no penalty or anything for it. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I mean, it's hard to penalize a player to try to recruit another player. You know what I mean? It's just hard.
Yeah, you can't
'Cause
enforce what
you-
happens behind closed doors.
Because you're like, this is my good
That's
friend.
why
We're
they
having
need
dinner.
Just take the rule out altogether. then.
Exactly.
There's no way to enforce it.
You can't pick and choose what you think is tampering with players.
And look, I say bad stuff about AD, and it's really just because the way he left with the that's all, folks, and the shirt he wore and all that. If it wasn't for that, look, I appreciate everything he did for
And
us.
not wanting to play.
I mean, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the roster we have now. Us drafting him and by him developing and becoming as good of a player as he is why we got so much back, and we were able to rebuild our whole roster because of him. But look, I mean, the way he went out, he showed he's a real beta male, to be honest with you. He went out like
True Robin style.
a soft. I mean, to have to go join LeBron, he just knows he's Robin. He's not Batman. So,
to be honest, I think LeBron is trying to do another 3 All-Star team. And I think AD was going to be like the Chris Bosh of the Miami Heat. Like, take the back seat. Points will drop down. He's not going to be like the head superstar.
Yeah.
It's going to be LeBron and somebody else. And then AD, you got AD too.
Well,
I think that's how I think it's going.
I don't think AD is the third man on the totem pole.
Yeah,
I
he's
think he's
definitely
definitely the
second.
second.
If not
Well,
first.
right now he's second, but I'm
It's
saying if
possible
they
he's
do
first.
sign another All-Star, he
LeBron's
will
35
easily
years
take that
old.
third. He would easily take that third role.
I mean, the day is going to come where LeBron is going to retire and Anthony Davis is going to be the man with the Lakers.
yeah, they say LeBron's pitch to Kawhi actually was that he's only going to be there in the NBA for 2 more years, and that after 2 years, the team will be for AD and Kawhi. That was part of his pitch to Kawhi.
And we're just going to continue to hope that does not happen.
But look,
And
Kawhi could just run it back in Toronto and then go to the Lakers in 2 years if he wants. When LeBron's going, it'll be his team then. I mean, so what's the point of that?
But look what we just said. LeBron is pitching players to come here.
I mean, he's
Well, it's
been
the
doing
off season. It's legal.
But
for
I'm
that
saying,
now.
like
I mean, you want your players to do that, really.
LeBron's pitching shit though. Like
Yeah,
the
that's a good thing.
greatest player in the league is pitching.
Well, yeah, he's 35 years old. He know he's.
He also spends $2 million on his body to keep it healthy.
Well, I mean, all players should do that if you got the money.
Just wait a few more years and it'll be Zion pitching players. I mean, Zion hasn't stepped on an NBA floor yet, and JJ Redick's already all in on coming to play
Yeah.
with him.
Well, about AD, like I said, the only reason I'm mad about him is the way he left. I mean, look what he had to go through here. Gets drafted. Dell Demps running the organization while he was here. He always had a bad contract on the roster, was unable to build a team around Anthony Davis to actually make a run. I mean, look, we drafted him right off the bat. He has Eric Gordon's, one of the worst contracts in our franchise history. Eric Gordon said, I don't want to be here. My heart's in Phoenix. Dell Demps offers a 4-year. Yeah, let's lock a player that doesn't want to be here for 4 years. And then right when we finally get Eric Gordon off the books, he immediately gets Omar Ashik onto the books. Another terrible contract. He can barely catch the ball and finish. And we paying him like all that money. We finally get rid of his contract, and then he goes and get another terrible contract and Solomon Hill. I mean, I can't really be mad at Anthony Davis for wanting to leave because the way our franchise was ran for the tenure in which he was here was terrible. So I can't really blame him on that. I'm mad at him in the manner in which he left.
You can't be mad at him for wanting to leave, but we
Just
can
like
be mad
I can't
at
be
him
mad
for how
about
he
what
left.
Chris Paul left, but he did it much better.
Classier.
Yeah, classier. I mean, he did demand a trade, but he didn't have all them antics the way Anthony Davis did.
Right, but
mean,
we're
that's ridiculous
We're
the way
looking
he
forward now. We got Zion here, and we're super excited. So that's where our mindset's at.
It's a new
Moving
era out
forward.
here.
New era in New
Definitely.
Orleans. D. Griff, Zion Williamson, Trajan Langdon. We're ready. This is the time that the Pelicans are all in, and we're gonna make some noise in the Western Conference this year.
And I mean, just speaking of brand new, David Wesley is not our color analyst anymore. I'm kind of sad about that. I really love the chemistry he had with Joel Myers calling the games. But we have a new color analyst, so shout out to Antonio Daniels. Good luck to him. Hopefully he does good in that position. But yeah, I mean, we're brand new. We're just a brand new team. The whole roster is turned over. I mean, I'm so excited to see what this team's gonna do.
Yeah, Pels Nation, you heard him. It's a brand new roster. It's not chemistry. We've not been playing together for a couple years, so don't freak out if we don't come out hot. If we lose in a couple games in a row, we're going to figure it out.
Yeah, they're gonna figure it out.
Don't jump off the ship. Don't jump off the bandwagon.
We got time.
We got plenty of time. We are a very young core. Just ride with us.
And look,
The
you say-
more we stay with this young core team and believe in them, the more they will feel better about themselves, the more they want to play for the city, the more they want to play for us, and the more they would want to bring a championship to us in the next 5 years.
And you speaking of that young core, that's why it was so important to go get them vets like we did. Look, them vets are going to be on them young guys' ass. They're going to have no choice but to bring it every night with those leaders that we have in locker room presence. They're going to take them young guys under their wing and really mentor them. So, I mean, the way Griffin has built this roster is, I mean, perfection. They have no bad contracts on the whole roster.
Especially if the veteran is sitting on a bench. You think he's going to be happy or just like, oh, no, let the young guy get his point. He's going to be on that dude's ass to be in that starting lineup.
Yeah, and when the young guy makes a bad play
Exactly.
and the coach takes him out, he's going to sit alongside one of them
Exactly.
vets and I mean,
And let him clear his head. Like, hey, man, everybody
Look,
makes
yeah,
mistakes.
it's all right.
I mean, you saw Draymond Green during a free throws telling one of his young guys, I think it was Bell, like, hey, you missed that dunk. I missed a shot. He missed a shot. He missed it. Oh, well.
we need
Keep
players
playing.
like
We
that on
need
the
you
team.
out here. So, fans, we need y'all to stay with the team no matter if it gets a little sloppy because it's going to come out beautiful.
Oh, they're going to stay with the team because we're going to be probably the most fun team in the NBA to watch.
And we're going to get to watch them take on the New York Knicks Friday at 8:30 Central Time. The first glimpse of Zion Williamson and the new era of the New Orleans Pelicans. So we're excited. Friday's going to be a great day. So this has been the third edition of the Crescent City Connection podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. Hit like. Give us a comment. We appreciate all the feedback. Who dat and go Pels.